Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Salt of Circe. I'm your host, Circe. So tonight is the new moon. It starts at 2 a.m. I'm really excited about this. And I am preparing a divination spell with Goddess Hecate. And I'm going to be calling on her. And I'm also going to be calling on the fates. So I'm just showing you how I'm setting it up. I'm not going to perform it in front of everyone because like I said in my last video, I do take it really personal when I'm in the middle of ritual, so I prefer not to record that. But I will set up the offering and everything. Although I am not using this offering tonight, I am going to set it up just to show you what I do. So let's begin. Divination spell, dream work. Let's see. I do really great with dreams, really great, and I would like to increase that. So that's kind of like what I'm trying to do. All right, so we're just going to take it one step at a time, and I have no idea if my tea's cool enough to drink. Perfect. It's perfect right now. I always seem to talk too long and then I end up missing it. Also, I'm going to share something that happened whenever I did the Hair of Prosperity, the third video, and I did that spell with Saturn. Well, let me tell you what happened. 4:30 a.m., my electric toothbrush just started going off by itself. All by itself, have no idea how it happened, and then I went to turn it off and it came back on. Then I went back to sleep and I had two very, very good looking men that looked angelic like show up in my dream, and they were just looking at me, and we were like sitting on a bench and they were both staring at me. And then I woke up and I saw a white orb with gold in it in the middle. Have no idea, but anyway, we'll see what happens, you know. All right, so first for the divination, I'm using 4 purple candles. I have a selection of herbs and I will let you know what I'm using and why. I'm going to be using peppermint oil, and then I bought this from STL Aromatics. It's called Sight, and it's like, actually I don't think this was STL Aromatics. I think I bought this, no, I take that back. I bought this at, I think it was Pathways Metaphysical Shop in St. Louis, thinking about it. So it's been a while. I can't quite remember where I got that one from. And then I am going to be, and you know, another thing I do before I start my spells, I always meditate and tune in and ask whoever I'm working with how to kind of like set the intention up or how to set up the spell, because it just gives me good insight. But I'm using a teacup. We're going to be working with the elements air, fire, and water, okay, for divination. I am going to be using my black obsidian amulet that I had consecrated with Hecate. So this has already been consecrated with her, so her energy like is really in this as well as mine, so that helps. 1 key. Excuse me. Y'all, I have bad allergies, so I apologize if I cough a lot in my videos. Ooh, almost dropped it. Tiger's Eye. Sorry, this is very slippery. Tiger's Eye. Lapis Lazuli is one of my favorites. I love it. Moonstone. Clear quartz, okay, for this. So that's what's in the cup. And then once I set it, I'm not going to pour water into this, but water will be in this. So in the middle of the spell with the candles going, the water will be in the teacup with all this stuff and all the energy that I'm sending. I'm going to be putting it into this. And then when everything's all taken care of and this is dried out, this necklace is going to be worn more. So I always use the protection amulet too in the middle of doing any type of spell work. And I also have a Medusa amulet, which I've had consecrated as well. So that's my other protection amulet. And this amulet was consecrated with Medusa. So with that being said, I will be using this for my candles. I just have this simple tray. I got this at like a secondhand store, but it works perfect. And then I have the seal, the Strophalos and Hecate. I have that. And then that goes on top. That will be going in the middle. And then I have my intention, which I will go over with you guys later. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I have this and I use this, it's a crystal at the top, to carve in on my candles what I want. And what I intend to carve is something, Hecus opus mihi mihi, is Hecus do my work for me. So I'm going to carve that in, and I apologize because you guys, I'm not going to be, with me being so overly busy right now, finishing school, plus I'm trying to make my videos better. I'm trying to like figure out a new intro. I did have an old intro, but it's just not working out. So I have to make a new one on my own. I'm not paying somebody to do it. I'm doing it on my own. And, you know, that's taking time. Plus I'm taking a few other things outside of Temple of Witchcraft. So with that being said, I apologize because, you know, what I will be doing is having the words populate on the video for you all. So you can look up in Latin, Hecus, do my work for me, or do my work for me, or whatever you want. But I'm going to write that in. And it writes pretty quickly. It's easier, you know, using one of these, it's easier than actually using a needle, in my opinion. Hope y'all are doing good. New moon, I'll tell you what, the new moon energy is, it gets wild. And at work today, everybody was driving me crazy, but I kept my cool, of course. All right, almost done. Normally I would have these prepared. And you know, I don't like, but it's not a big deal, that this purple candle I have, it's faded. The color's faded a little bit, but it's fine. Purple's good for dream work and psychic connections. Almost done. But at least you guys can see me, you know, writing it out. And yeah, so that's it. Those are ready. My cat refuses to not be in here with me. She has to be by my side all the time. All right. Now I'm going to get my herbs ready. Oh, here's my spoon. I don't need that anymore, and I will need this. So the first one is witch hazel, which is good for divination and inspiration. And some of this I will have to put in the pestle like this. I don't like to use a lot. I have found in the past that I kind of overdo it, and I don't like to waste stuff. All right, the next one, peppermint, is great for clarity and focus. All right, we got that. And then juniper's great for dream work and psychic ability. And I just need probably 3 juniper berries if I can get them to come out. Now I have my spoon upside down. That doesn't help. All right, got that. Okay, thyme is good for courage and authority if I can get the bag open. The courage to continue to try to open the bag. All right. I definitely like the courage part because let me tell you, when you can see spirits, you most definitely need some courage. Vervain, good for balance and messages from the spirit realm. Oh, hold on just a second. I think that's my cat. Hold on a second. My other cat. No, it must be the ghost cat. Okay. Oh, also I will be burning frankincense and myrrh. I will cleanse the space with this, and just to let you guys know, I'm not burning that tonight. Okay. Rue is good for protection and desire. We got the rue. And then we got hibiscus. I'm using this for clairvoyance and divination. You know, another favorite of mine is, besides hibiscus, is lotus. I love lotus. And I also like to use at nighttime lotus flowers and passion flower, which actually is so strong it puts bees to sleep, and I love using that in my tea as well. Helps me fall asleep, and it increases my dreams. The yarrow, awareness and confidence, if I did not say that. Okay, willow, I'm using it for enchantment and communication. St. John's wort for protection. All right. Lavender for grounding and dream work. I love lavender. Another favorite of mine. Another favorite. And 2 scoops. 2 scoops of lavender. I love it. Okay. Now, cedar, afterlife and discipline, and it's, I need to take it out. I have it in 2 bags. Well, trying to get a little bit more cedar. Okay. Done with the herbs. Okay. Also, I'm going to show all of you, I'm just putting all this in here. I need to move it aside. It's out of the way. My altar for Hecate, I had this made for her. I'm trying to turn it the right way so you guys can see it. So all of her stuff goes on top of here, and it is for her only. I do not use it for any other deity work. So my big altar that I have, I put this on top of here, and it's nice because it folds. You can fold it down, but so you guys can see what I'm, I'm putting all of her stuff on there. Okay. Let's see. All right. Get this taken care of. I think, again, it's like probably 12:30 at night. Also, when I do this on the new moon, I want to be in the moon hour or Mercury, okay? So those are the two hours, planetary hours I'll be working in. It's either going to be the moon or Mercury. I meant to add that in. Okay, I need to put that to the side. All right. When I picked this up at Target for like $5, but I love it because I use it for my candles, and I just make a cutout of paper because it can get very messy when you're working with this stuff. Okay, so I have that ready. I'm pouring it out and moving all this aside. Okay, putting my gloves on. And before I start rolling the candles, I want to make sure that all this is crushed up good. Ooh, smells nice too. Nice. Okay, it's ready. Now, I've said it before, for myself personally, the whole which direction to anoint the candle, I use all my intention stuff like in the middle of doing this. I will be focused and meditating, so I don't really feel a need to do that right now. And I'm just very strong. I don't want to throw it down on the herbs just yet because I want to put the site oil on, so I'm just going to sit it in there. That's why I try to have everything just set up, because I have too much Virgo in my chart. That's what it is. Way too much Virgo. I have 3 Virgo houses in my chart. Although I am a fire sign, a Sagittarius, but I have a lot of Virgo and it serves me well. And my rising is Aries, so you can only imagine when I'm mad, it's not pretty. And my friends, my close friends, nickname me Elmo. That Elmo with the fire in the background. They always say, oh, her Elmo's coming out. I try not to let it, but it just happens sometimes. Yes, very organized. I have to be. I can't help it. It's just the way it is. Okay, now I'm going to start with the side oil. And as you can see, my gloves are just, if I would have sat this down then how am I going to put this on? Because it's going to have herbs all over it. Now, I don't need a lot of this. There's not a lot in here, but I just thought it would be a nice touch, you know, with what I'm using. All right. Super easy. Now, when I perform the spell, okay, so it's on the new moon with Hecate and the Fates. It will be in the middle of the planetary hour moon or Mercury. And it's on a Wednesday, of course, for me. And trying to think of what else. I always cleanse my space. LBRP, LBRH, casting my circle, quarter calls. And then at the end, closing the quarters, closing the circle. So I'll do all that, just so you know. And there's all different ways you can do that. I know there is a great book that you can buy online. I can't think of the name of it. I do own it. And it's something about casting circles. It's got different kinds, but I use the Temple of Witchcraft version, so that's what I go by. But sometimes it's nice just to try something else out. Okay, now I'm gonna roll this. It's very strong, but it smells awesome. Okay, so there's the first candle. It's ready to go. Next. Ooh, the peppermint it smells phenomenal. I love it. Okay, there's that one. So I know if you guys can't see, in this ring I have with the candles, the candle holder, the candles are tilted. You can squeeze those where the candles will not tilt, just so you guys know. I don't know. Some people don't own one, so just let you know, you can pinch it together. My gloves are way too slippery right now for me to do that. So they're leaning. That's not how it's going to look. Just to let you know, that is not how it's going to look. All right, so there's that one. Got that. And then the last. This is kind of a short video tonight. I will save the leftover herbs because I'm going to sprinkle them on the eggs. All right, got that. Now, I'm going to show you how I set up the offering, and then when I'm done with that, I'm taking this glove off for a second. I do have more. I just don't feel like getting up and getting them right now. So I'm going to take this one off too because I want to drink my tea. All right. I do highly advise. Now, this is just my opinion. This is my opinion. If you have never worked with Hecate, Hecate, if you've never worked with her, never ever, I do not recommend doing this spell as a first timer. Only if you have some type of bond with her. Even if it's just a little bit of a bond, then that's fine. But I definitely don't recommend this as a first. So I would recommend, if it were me, I would recommend just calling on her and telling her you want to know about her and leaving her an offering personally. That's what I would do on the new moon. That's just me. You guys can do whatever you want, of course, because I am not your boss. You are your boss. And you are your own, you are the person who will experience whatever you choose. and that's the way it works. Okay, now I'm ready for my offering. I'm going to get that taken care of. So I have it ready. This is what I put my offering on. Okay. I have this little cake stand. And then I have this to hold eggs in. And I set it on top. I always prepare the eggs the night before, usually, or within a few days. And just to make sure it's ready. And then I set it up like this. I put 3 on the bottom. And I like this because it holds it in place. And the one on the top. Try to move this back over here. All right. Now, I have pine in here, okay? And I always put pine in my eggs for Hecate. So I will start to put the pine in. I put it in like this. And you know, some of it's going to break, and that's fine. You don't have to make it look perfect as long as it goes in. Okay, and then, you know, for people that are new to this, what does that mean when you call on a deity? What's going to happen? Well, it's different for everyone. Personally, for me, because I am clairvoyant, I can see, you know, I saw her Hecate symbol when I was wide awake. That was my first experience, her strophalos. She comes to me in dreams, and I see her sometimes appear as a spider in my room, probably about that big, coming down from my ceiling. I've read other YouTubers and articles that have had the same experiences, not necessarily the spider coming down from the ceiling, but just that they feel like they're, you know, the spiders are coming to them. And, you know, I'm not a fan of spiders, but you have to, when you understand how the deities work, you have to understand the fates are the weavers, the weavers of the web of life. So I think that's kind of why she appears as a spider sometimes. That's just my thought on it. And yeah, I'm trying to pick up the rest of this pine I have for her. Okay, so it'd be set up like this. And then I'm going to take all these herbs and I'm just going to kind of sprinkle a little on top. I'm going to take the honey. I had to take my glove off because I actually use this honey for my tea upstairs. So you take the honey, you pour it on. You know, you'd get that set up on your altar. You know, the statue of her and so forth. And then I will have, you know, this set up on the altar as well. I will have the silver piece that has all this in it will be out. And then I will just have the paper with the cup and the candles whenever I do this. But yes, so I had to add the honey. That way some of these herbs stick more. So just like that. Voila. Hecate's offering is created. It is ready for her. Okay, now that that's finished, so I can show you guys how I prepare it. that's all taken care of. I'm gonna just sit it there. Also, I got this little cake stand, I don't know if I said, at a secondhand store, and then I got the piece that the eggs go in. I bought that at Hobby Lobby, so it worked out nice. Gloves, I'm finished with those. And I'm taking another drink of my tea, and then I'm going to read the intention, and that's it. Oh, and I got to read from my Dark Academia book, because I said I was going to read from this on each video. I love stuff like that. I also have The Little Blue Flames. I love these books. This was recommended from Lady of the Library. If you're into dark tales and mythologies, she's phenomenal, and I recommend her. And she had these books listed on her site. I also got The Fearsome Fairies. I have that book as well. They're really nice. So I love stuff like that. All right. Now, the intention. Okay. You know, and it's going to be different for everyone. Like I said, this is for me. So the first one is, I always make two because my markers bleed through. And I would make this on brown paper, but I made it on white so you could see it more clearly. Okay. So this is a triangle, and it's got the symbols of Mercury at the bottom corners and the symbol of the moon at the top. And then at the top of it, it's got Clotho, this is clockwise. Clotho, Lacheus, and Atropos. And that's how it looks. Okay. And then the second one, I have it written clockwise, okay? Because I'm bringing this to me. That is important to me to write it clockwise. And I'm also going to be speaking their names clockwise. Clotho, Lacheus, Atropos will be last. And instead of reading my intention off of this, I'll put it to the camera so you can see. I'm going to be reading off of this. That way, as I'm reading it, I'm not having to turn it. But this is how it's written. And then it's got the moon symbol in the middle. Okay. And it will go like this. And then what I always do is I will have my intention written out separately. That way I'm not turning this in circles as I'm trying to perform the spell. And then when I'm done, I will burn it. I love burning my spells. I feel like it's more effective. It's quicker. It's just, you got the fire element, you have the air element, and then you have the water element. And then after you burn it, I would meditate and focus my intention on, you know, mine will be on the amulet and my intention and the energy of it going into the amulet, okay? So, again, turn it the right way. Clotho, Lacheus, Atropos. And then the back, clockwise, my intention, okay? Again, new moon, planetary hours, Mercury or moon, okay, for divination. And this is my intention. I created this on my own. You guys, when I make my intentions, I don't copy them out of books. Some people may, and that's fine. There is nothing wrong with that. But I write mine on my own, and that's just it. I'm going to read it 2 times, and that will be the end of that. And then I will read something from the Dark Academia, and then once I'm finished, I will end the video, okay? All right, here we go. Hecate, este biblioi. Guide me, strengthen my intuition, and guide me to strengthen my intuition and to master the bellows breath. Help me to see through illusion and become a proficient adept. Now Hecate, summon the fates. Clotho, bestow upon me inspiration for my YouTube channel and School of Alchemy. Lachius, bestow upon me to see more of what cannot be seen through the veil and knowing how to control it and shut it off with no fear. Atropos, take out my enemies who wish to see me fail and send me harm. So, and I'm thinking here, see me fail. I'm going to put or send me harm. Because if you think about it, it could be wording it like, and you want her to send you harm. So I always think about, I am very particular with how I write stuff. And although I was up late last night and writing this, I didn't like how that sounded when I said it, so I'm changing it. Okay, Atropos, take out my enemies who wish to see me fail or send me harm. Also, I would advise reading your intention a few times, and if you feel like it doesn't sound right, change it before you are in the middle of doing it. And then, oh no, I know I wrote more. Hold on. Here. I did. I knew I did. It's on 2 pieces of paper. May the thread, see, I want to add more in now. This is why I like saying stuff out loud. May the thread of fate. That's what I'm going to add in. Well, I'm thinking here, because I know I wrote it out on there already. I'm going to leave it as is. I'm just going to switch that word to or. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Here it is. And you know what? As long as it's an easy fix, or I'm just writing over the word, or send me harm. Or send me harm. Yep. There. It's done. I wouldn't recommend doing that through the whole thing, but it's fine. Okay. May the thread now be cut. I'll leave it at that. Io Hecate morai voco. I give offering and praise Hecate Chorodropos. I hope I'm saying this right because I have a really hard time. I get some tongue twisters in there. Chorodropos. That is one of her epithets. Enodia. Okay, those are the 2 that I'm calling on. I give offering and praise to the fates. Clothos, Lachius, Atropos, by the power of 3 times 3, so mote it be. You always want to give thanks. You always want to give offering. And you always want to give thanks. Again, I'm going to read it again. Hecate este biblioi. Guide me to strengthen my intuition and to master the bellows breath. The bellows breath is when you can breathe in 30 breaths within like 12 seconds. And yeah, it's going to take some time. Help me to see through illusion and become a proficient adept. I'll start over again. Hecate este biblioi. Guide me to strengthen my intuition and to master the bellows breath. Help me to see through illusion and become a proficient adept. Now Hecate, summon the fates. Clotho, bestow upon me inspiration for my YouTube channel and School of Alchemy. Lachius, bestow upon me to see more of what cannot be seen through the veil and knowing how to control it and shut it off with no fear. Atropos, take out my enemies who wish to see me fail or send me harm. May the thread now be cut. Io Hecate, more voco. I give offering and praise to Hecate, Corothropos Synodia. I give offering and praise to the fates, Clothos, Lachius, Atropos. By the power of 3 times 3, so mote it be. Okay, that's it. And you sit with it, you meditate, and then you close everything out and you're done. Okay. All right, I'm reading from my Dark Academia book. Here we go. Here's the next one. It's super short. With freedom, flowers, books, and the moon, who could not be perfectly happy? I agree, 100%. Oscar Wilde. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.